Good afternoon, parents and students. This is Mr. Pruitt again, you guys, with the fourth 9 weeks updates. So, like we said earlier in the school year, safety is our priority. Our goal is to keep all students and staff as safe as possible. In saying that, our superintendent sent out an email last week and the week before that we're still wearing masks in Aldine ISD. So anyone who wants to enter our premises or our campus will have to have a mask on. Masks are still required in Aldine. That's students, staff, parents, whoever's on our campus, they have to have on a mask. And while wearing the mask, parents and students and teachers, our mouth and our nose are covered at all times. This slide here is a thank you to our parents. You guys are our first line of defense. You contact the school and let us know when your child isn't feeling well. And we remind you guys your child can work remotely from home. So we greatly appreciate your help in this area. So please continue to contact the school. If your child isn't feeling well, we will make sure that the nurse gets the information and reports back to you. So thank you for everything you've done on this part. Because without you guys, without that communication piece, it wouldn't happen. And we've been doing a great job at it. So once again, thank you guys for being that support line for not just your child, but for our campus. Parents, we're constantly letting our kids know that if you're not feeling well, you need to stay at home. And parents, please listen to your child. If they say they're not feeling well, you take their temperature or they're saying their throat's hurt, let them stay at home. They can still work remotely from the house. It's very important that this part is done because our job, once again, is not to get anyone in our building sick. So if your child isn't feeling well, please listen to your child and just say, okay, today you're going to stay. And if I need to take you to the doctor, I'll take you to the doctor. So please help us out on that end. And last but not least, I said it, but it is with the utmost important that while we're wearing our masks, we wear it correctly. Uh, and remember, it's for the safety of everyone, not just the students, but staff and everyone else. So thank you for that piece, and just please continue to support us as we go through this, still go through this process. Now let's get to the updates. This is the good part. Chromebook distribution. Uh, Parents, we're still distributing Chromebooks. Some of you guys have requested Chromebooks, but I went into that room the other day and they're still sitting there. Please, parents, if you have requested one, please come pick up your child's Chromebook. If you haven't requested one and your child doesn't have a device yet, please register for the Chromebook. It's important that they have it. All of our assignments are in Schoology. And if a kid goes home, Schoology doesn't work well with the phone. But they have their Chromebook, it's no problem. So please, if your child still needs a Chromebook, please call the school. Let us help you out as much as we possibly can. But the Chromebooks are here waiting on those students who have not picked up Chromebooks. So it's very important that parents that you help us with this process. Last but not least, students, you're to bring your device every day. Make sure you charge them at night and you bring them to school the next day. Now, this next bullet point is important. Parents, we still have 248 parents without an HAC account. So let me tell you what that tells me. That those 248 parents, you haven't seen a progress report all year, nor have you seen a report card because everything goes through HAC. It's important that you have one because all the important information is being held there, from schedules to everything else is in HAC. So parents, please help us out. If you need help getting an HAC account, please call the school. We have people here ready and willing to help, but you have to help us also. So it's important that it's done. So parents, for those 248 parents without an HAC account, please contact the school. We're ready for the phone to rings for that simple fact. So I'm saying thank you to the other parents. We have 1,442 students enrolled at Jones. And out of that 1,442, only 248, that's great. But what would it look like at 100%? That would be fantastic. So 248 parents, help us out. Call the school so you can get an HAC account. Now for the big one. Parents, start testing is here. And I'm going to go through this in detail so you'll know, but you'll have it also. Uh, all start testing will be held on campus this year. The state of Texas has said we have to have it on campus. And the goal is for 100% of our students to be tested. Yes, Mr. Pruitt is asking for 100% of our students to be tested because this lets us know where you are or where our students are. And especially for next year, do we need to place them in a specific class for intervention? But if we don't know that, more than likely we're going to have to do that. But if I see that the kids are growing academically, oh, we keep moving. In some cases, our kids are, but then we have other cases where for next year, this kid is going to need a lab, an intervention class. So let's make sure that we try to get all of our kids tested. And that's why I said my goal is 100%. So we'll know where to place our kids for next year. Parents, in saying all that, you will receive an email from Ms. Hawkins. She's our testing coordinator. Please respond to that email because there'll be a survey link in there. And this is especially important for our virtual students. Students, remember, you will need to bring earbuds and headphones for your device for testing. So let's get to testing real fast. So our first test is coming up April 13th, and it's only for our seventh graders. Let me say that again. Our first test is only for our seventh graders, but for our on-campus seventh graders. For our on-campus seventh graders. So that week of April the 13th, all of our on-campus seventh graders, they will begin taking their writing test. That following week, the week of April the 20th, our virtual students, our seventh grade virtual students, they'll begin taking their writing test. Remember, every test will be on campus. That's why it's going to be very important for our parents to check that email which Ms. Hawkins was seeing. That email is going to contain a link to a survey. And inside that survey, it'll let you choose the date in which you want your child to come up, which is important. It makes our group smaller. Once again, remember at the beginning, I said safety. And I know our safety piece is I don't want to be around all those kids. So we're trying to make it as small as we possibly can. So it's very important that you check your email, respond to the survey link from Ms. Hawkins. Now, please pay attention to this one because this is the big one. The month of May, you see me shaking my head? The month of May is a big one. Every week in the month of May, we will be testing. Every week in the month of May, we will be testing. So let me go through it. And that's what the numbers represent. The numbers represent the weeks of May. So the first week of May, May the 6th and May and the 7th, our 8th grade students, only our 8th grade students, the ones who are on campus, will take the science and history star. Just our 8th grade students, our 8th grade on-campus students will take their science and history star on May the 6th and 7th. That following week of May the 10th, our on-campus students, and you see I have that bolded, will take their math and reading star. So that following week, that second week in May, that week of May 10th, the on-campus students will take their math and reading star. Now that third week, the week of May 17th, the virtual students, they'll begin testing. Now virtual students, you see I have it in red. You have to come to campus to take your math and reading star. You have to come to campus and take your math and reading star. And your history and science star will be the exact same week. So let me tell you the good thing about this one is that our on-campus students that week, you guys will be doing remote learning during that week. That means you become virtual that week. That's a great thing. Once again, that means our numbers are smaller on campus, so our virtual kids can test. So that week of May 17th, virtual students will come to campus. Our on-campus kids will become virtual. They will be doing remote learning. So a couple of things real fast. Our remote learning day, our next remote learning day is April the 16th and May 17th. Those are our last two, April the 16th and May 17th. On our last remote day, you guys, we had 88% of our students logged in, which is great. One of the highest in the district for its middle school. Fantastic. But I always shoot for the highest. I shoot for the best. The goal is always 100%. So parents, on those 2 days, for sure on those 2 days, say, hey, make sure you log in, because as a Jones Toro, the goal is 100%. Make sure you're logging in. And don't forget, we also have our trivia questions. So make sure you're logging in and try to win on the trivia question. Uh, Celebrations, then this is fantastic. So not only do we test for STAR, but we also test for TELPAS for our English learning students. And our virtual students, listen to this one. We have over 200 virtual students who had to come up and take TELPAS. All but 8 students came up to the school. All but 8 students. And so the question was asked to me, Mr. Pruitt, how are you getting your kids to come to the school? I said, number one, we communicate with our parents. Number two, we were calling. Hey, we need your child to come up and test. This is fantastic. Parents, thank you for your support. But it's one more piece to TELPAS. Parents, don't forget to tell your kids, don't forget about your writing piece, because there's a writing portion to TELPAS also. They came up and did the multiple choice piece. Now they have to do the writing piece. That needs to be submitted as soon as possible. But for those students who came up, you guys did it. And parents, once again, I thank you for your support with that. I thank you for your support. Now that same support with TELPAS, you guys, we need it for STAR. Like I said earlier, it's for placing our kids. That data piece is going to be so important to us, because this summer, when we start looking at schedules, we can say this kid needs some more help, or this kid is doing fine. Let's move this kid to another place. So I want to thank you guys for TELPAS, and I'm thanking you early, my virtual parents, for STAR, because I know we're going to do it. Just a few reminders. We're still not having visitors and no deliveries. I talked to a couple of parents and I know they didn't know, but it's still no deliveries, you guys. We're trying to do everything as safe as possible. Stay in your car. If you need us, just call into the school and say, hey, we're out here. Can you bring our kid out, and we'll take care of that piece for you. Unless it's essential, registration, child sick, withdrawing, things of that nature, please, just once you drop your kid off, we have them. If we need you to come back up, we'll call you. One thing I don't have on here, some of you guys' phone numbers have changed. Please update your phone numbers with us, because when your child is sick and we can't reach anybody, that child is putting other kids in danger also, and other staff members in danger. So if you know your numbers change, please call up to the school and say, hey, this is such and such. Could you please change my phone number? I had a different phone. Safety is paramount, you guys. Safety is paramount. And that's why for testing, we want it in those small groups. I think I say this every time. The procedures we have in place is to help make our school as safe as possible for you, your child, our teachers. We will continue teaching and modeling the procedures as we journey through these ever-changing times. And you guys know it's constantly changing, because now we have a new variant. But we're going to continue doing what we're doing. We understand that this has not been easy, but we also know that we want to do everything possible to make sure your child is safe. And I want to say thank you again. Thank you for listening. Thank you for putting up with me this year. But the year's not over. We want to finish strong. I want everybody to know that Jones is one of the best middle schools in Aldine, if not the best. And we're going to continue to do that. But it can't happen without your support. So thank you again. And remember, go back and look at those dates. Mark them on your calendar. For my virtual parents, make sure that you know that Miss Hawkins is going to send out an email. It may just come directly from the school, but it's coming from Miss Hawkins. Please click on that link. Choose your dates. Put your phone number in so she'll know how to contact you. But it's very important that part is done. Thank you guys, and have a great night.